So, it's Jerry Lawley, Kathy Lynn. If anybody doesn't know, Elizabeth Santelli, whose picture is over here. Elizabeth was one of our great people who went to everything. She was a big Trumper. She went to every rally, every anti-mandate rally. And she did it for like 5 years, Jerry? She was there the whole time, right? So Elizabeth got sick 3 years ago, Kathy? 2 years ago? 2 years ago, and Kathy and Jerry actually stepped up and were taking really good care of her. And Sean Lawley was doing it, and Duran was helping. And she had family in Hungary, but she really didn't have family in the States, Kathy? Let's take the mic.
She had one brother in Connecticut, but I never did meet him.
Oh, she had one brother in Connecticut that really, wasn't involved. So Kathy and Jerry were taking her to the hospital. She had a brain tumor, and she ended up, pretty debilitated to a degree. And Kathy and Jerry really took good care of her and went around and made sure she could make it to the doctor and stuff. Then the family from Hungary got a little involved, and things got a little messy, and we kind of had to step back from that, I think, right? Would you agree?
Yes.
But, she doesn't have much family, so we decided that Danny was nice enough to allow us to do something before the meeting. And we just wanted to, say goodbye to Elizabeth. We're not sure what any sort of memorial was done for her or any sort of ceremony. So we just wanted to say here. And Kathy Lawley had the idea, said, can we do a memorial? And we have this going on. So we're just going to have our guitar guy play Amazing Grace. Then we're going to ask people to just speak for a minute about Elizabeth if they care to. And then we'll go up and get a flower and for Elizabeth, and then we'll maybe somebody will say a prayer or something. So Amazing Grace, please, thank you. And he likes us to sing along, so please sing along. This is a goodbye for Elizabeth.
Amazing grace, how sweet and saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, and now I see. Amazing grace.
Thank you very much. So, I know there's a few people here who know Elizabeth. So, again, this is a say goodbye for Elizabeth moment. So, if anybody remembers something from a rally or anything like that, please come up and just say a quick word. And I'm going to put Sylvia on the spot. Sylvia says, Bob, come on, Bob. You're good. Tell us what you remember. Yeah, tell us what you remember. This good. Yeah.
Well, I had the experience of seeing her at a number of different rallies, and I knew that she was like the anchor. She was there, and she was like a witness to what was going on, because her conviction was so firm that she did not want the U.S., the United States of America, to go down the road of these, what happened in all these communist countries. And so she, you know, at that time, you know, it was like, I don't even remember the first time I saw her, but she was there from the beginning, from the first rally that I went to the last one, if there was a last one. You know? So, you know, she was exceptional in that way. And she couldn't, I couldn't always understand her, but I understood her message. And I think that she was like the guardian presence of that whole, and that, at that time, in that place. It was extraordinary.
You know, and you have to remember that the little people like Elizabeth, who was there, you know what I mean? Like, we don't, nobody knows, people knew who Elizabeth was, but, you know, she was not up front, she was always in the back. If a number was needed, she was there. So, you know, that's what we're, Sean, can you talk about Elizabeth for a second? What do you think? Thank you.
Well, yeah, I know her as Big Busy because she was really tough. Like I was saying, I'm like, you know what, I don't know, that was the best thing. It was funny. But we went to and helped out a lot in her house, and whenever there was a protest, she went with, she was there at the protest. She definitely provided numbers to our documents. Yeah, that's how I remember her.
At every meeting, she was there.
Every meeting, every protest,
Anything else
she
happened?
was definitely she was there yelling, she was there part of the change.
And that's Sean Lally, who ran for office a couple times because he thought he needed to do something too. And we have Duran over here. Duran's another guy who, you know, was never in the foreground, but always in the background, and if he needed something, he was there. So Duran might say something. Duran, thanks.
Sure. Thank you, Steve. Good evening, everyone. I had the pleasure of meeting Elizabeth, I believe, in 2021, shortly after I ran into the Lally family, who rescued me off the streets as I was wandering for 1+ year. What do I do? Everything's locked down. But thank you, Jerry. Of course, I'll never forget. But yeah, really quick, Elizabeth, I had mentioned to her at the time I was volunteering with Catholic Charities Brooklyn, Queens, all the Catholic churches in Kingston, Queens County. I mentioned to her that they're doing food banks. And yeah, like the soldier that she was, she came by, she asked me for the dates that I'll be deploying there. Yeah, she showed up early mornings, trying to unload, 80-pound cases of provisions. Anyways, I didn't let her unload, I let her mingle with the kids. But, really the heart of a soldier, and more importantly, she was sweet as, I guess, a grandmother figure to my little daughter at the time. And, I think it was really sad for me watching her in her state last year, given, the 3 years building up to last year, just how spry and active she was. So it was a bit jarring, and just a reminder, when the Lord, I guess, calls you. That's it, and I hope I get to live as long as Elizabeth, and I hope the rest of you can outlive.
I'd just like to say that Elizabeth was the best. She was there, always there for every meeting. We were there for like one meeting on a Saturday, but she was there every single day, multiple meetings, multiple different groups, and she really was an inspiration for all of us. And we were there as her surrogate family when she found herself with brain tumors that spread from the breast cancer. She reached out to Kathy, she reached out to Steve, and we were there for her for as long as we could. And we just know she's in heaven, and say God bless her.
And we were, I think, Joy from the Freedom Rallies. She knew Elizabeth too. What do you remember about Elizabeth? Joy?
Hi. It's hard to think that if the last 5 years didn't happen, we wouldn't have met each other. We wouldn't know each other. I wouldn't have met half of you. I wouldn't have marched. We wouldn't have attended rallies in New York City. At first I was with, New York Freedom Rally. I still am. Kevin and New York Freedom Rally with Joe and everyone, and we marched, we protested, we did sit-ins, we stood for ourselves. We demanded that our rights be protected, and we wanted people to be held accountable for what they were doing to us. And when I found out about Elizabeth, I was actually away on honeymoon. Because the beauty out of everything, I got married, and the hardest thing to think of something really bad happening, like being terminated. I was terminated, from the DOE because I made the choice that I made, and I lost everything. I lost my car, I lost my retirement, I lost my insurance, I'm in debt. However, God allowed really, really beautiful things to happen for me, which the first thing was meeting all of you and being able to connect and seeing how important it is to speak up for yourself. And when I saw Elizabeth, I thought to myself, maybe I should start making my mom out too. Because if she could do it, I mean, we should all be out here. And, I was very protective with my mother and my family, but just seeing her and how strong she was and how, though she was shy and quiet, she cared. And we're missing a lot of that in this world, just caring for each other. Doesn't matter what you believe, just care, have morality, just care, have a human decency to care for someone. And she was that. I could speak for hours.
We have 10 minutes.
I'm coming straight from work, and just knowing that this is what I was coming to, it really broke my heart. And all summer, hearing all the different people who had passed, it really hurt me. Made me think of my grandmother who passed last year. I couldn't do anything for her. And I watched egregious, regulations and policy kill her. I don't like losing people, good people. However, God has a perfect place for us that supersedes what we see in this realm. So I am blessed to know, and I pray that she is where she belongs, which is in the Bronx and with God and in heaven. So it's just good to see you all.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you, Joy. Daniel Lally has a minute to say. God damn.
Yeah, I just remember she was like a workhorse, and honestly, it's tougher than most of us. She went to way more trips than I did. She's like very, she didn't speak very much, but she was very active. And I'm not going to be that active as an 80-year-old.
Don't say that.
You never know. I don't think anybody.
That's what I said when I was your age.
Nobody's that active.
Yeah, Elizabeth was great. We have we'll do Kathy Lally, who again the memorial was Kathy's idea. She said, what can we do for Elizabeth? Again, Elizabeth didn't have much family in the States, and her family was sort of the people who were involved in these rallies and the meetings. So we decided to do this tonight, and what we'll do is Kathy will say something, then our friend is going to play Amazing Grace again. We're going to go up and get a flower for Elizabeth. If anybody has any mind to say a prayer or anything like that, who wants to make a prayer, I'm not so good at it, but if anybody is in the room would like to, even who didn't know Elizabeth, I'm looking at you. Do you know a prayer? Would you help us out? Say yes. You. But Joel, you. How about you, Joel? You know? I can't hear you, Joel. Okay, good. Oh, do you know a prayer that you would say? Great. So we're just going to put Kathy Lally on, and then we're going to say a prayer. He's going to play Amazing Grace. We're going to take flowers. I'm going to say goodbye to Elizabeth.
I'll add a prayer to it.
Okay, he'll say the prayer.
It's going to be in Hebrew though, because it's a Jewish.
We'll do a Hebrew prayer, we'll do an English prayer. Kathy, so Kathy Lally was very instrumental in helping Elizabeth and drove Elizabeth around from hospitals and did a lot of work with her as best she could, which got a little crazy, which we all know these things happen when there's people ill at the end of their life. So Kathy, please tell us what you remember of Elizabeth, and you have a mic.
Goodbye, Elizabeth, dear friend. I really, when I met you, I really wouldn't speak too much. Then we started eventually inviting her to the Medical Freedom Alliance meeting, and we really got to know each other. And we went to dinners, and she's such a sweet woman. But no matter what, however I felt, she was then going to another protest. She had been to a protest in the morning. We would go to Ukrainian, and she'd be telling me what she did earlier in the day. All I did was Ukrainian. She came from whatever with Helene or other people that were also going to protest. And I was really impressed, you know? Didn't really look tired at all. And, you know, and there it was. A few years go by, and I get the call. I have to go to Elmhurst Hospital. There I go to Elmhurst Hospital. I walk in. She goes, I get my coat shoes, let's go. I said, wait, your bracelet says forward. So, we had a fighter. Even the nurses and doctors had a fighter to stay. You know, there's that tough Hungarian, right? To the end. So, rest in peace. Love you and I miss you.
So we'll have a couple little prayers and then Amazing Grace, and we'll get to, thank you, Kathy, that was great.
I'll do it first in English and then only a short portion in Hebrew. Magnified and sanctified the great name of God throughout this world, which was created according to his divine will. May the rule of peace be established speedily in our time unto us and unto the entire household of Israel and the nations. And let us all say amen. Let us all say amen.
Amen.
May God's great name be praised throughout all eternity, glorified and celebrated, lauded and praised, acclaimed and honored, extolled and exalted over the name of the Holy One, far beyond songs and far beyond songs, beyond all hymns of glory which mortals can offer, and we all say amen. Amen. May there be abundant peace from heaven with life's goodness for us and for all thy people Israel and all nations, and let us say amen.
Amen.
May the one who brings peace to the universe bring peace to us and all the people of Israel. Let us say amen. Ose shalom b'manav, ose shalom b'manav, Israel v'Yisrael.
And we'll have
Sophia?
Thank you.
Okay, so before I pray, I used to go with Elizabeth Lee. I knew her. We used to march together, protest together, and that's how I remember her.
You know, again, we don't know each other sometimes when we're standing out there protesting. And something like Elizabeth, you said, you know, Elizabeth was out there, she was a face in the crowd for a lot of people. Everybody knew her, but she was like, without those numbers behind us all, at that time, you know, we probably wouldn't have, we would be in a totally different world than we are now. And I think everybody in this room knows what the consequences would have been. So, you know, we have to thank Elizabeth for fighting for our freedom. It wasn't fun to do. One person more, and we'll have Amazing Grace.
Hi, my name is Patrick Cruz, and I'm representing Brooklyn. I came here for this. And, there's just a couple of things on my mind. One is Charlie Kirk. It was just too bad that somebody had to die. And he's in heaven now. But on the positive side, I think there's a lot of people around this country reevaluating their values, what they've been led to believe all these years, and they're starting to question it now. And that's going to benefit us. And insofar as that young Russian lady was murdered by somebody who was mentally ill, well, in talking to Curtis Sliwa, I mentioned that his wife, and he agreed with me, and so did Nancy, that she should start a movement to eradicate mental illness. You know, like Wilhelmina de Blasio absconded with $900 million of our taxpayer funds to help the mentally ill. I hope that Nancy Sliwa completes the job and does something about the mental illness problem that we have in New York City, in and around our city. So that's about it. That's all I wanted to say.
Great, appreciate it, thank you. So, and then please go up, get a flower for Elizabeth. Keep that flower, remember her. We can, right? Thank you.
You want to get a flower? You want to do a flower?
You want to say?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
Film him?
Yeah, just go ahead, maybe just.
Are you speaking?
Maybe just people just we'll probably just record them with the flowers.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. That concludes the memorial. We're going to start with the meeting. First time we're this late. It's now 7:41. We're going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, and of course Larry is going to be playing songs after the Pledge of Allegiance. So Leo, please come on, so everyone please stand. And Sylvia, would you like to start?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks very much. Larry, you want to play some of those songs now?
Yes, we just
I would also like to, if possible, to request, while he's still standing, request a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Basically, we know he's pretty much, I mean, whether you agree with him, disagree with him, of course, most of us agree with this group, but just the fact is out there, engaging, okay? That is something, that's what we really need more of, just people out there engaging. And even within the Republican Party, we don't have people engaging among the Republicans. Okay, and that's what we should do, and that's what Charlie has to brought to us. So we have about 30 seconds of moment of silence. Thank you very much. Larry?
Okay, thank you very much. You guys can sit down. Because we're a little bit behind schedule, I'm just going to do one song.
I can't film all that.
Dedicating this to Charlie. And last week I had the privilege, I was invited to the Murillo First Warehouse, and they asked me to close the ceremony. And
I just hope you hold the camera
on. That sort of unfitted the occasion. So I thought I would share it with you. You know, this song, it's an interesting song for me because it's a song about communicating, opening up, stop all the hatred, and gee, it's even hard to sing with all the negativity that's going on right now, but I'm sure the work hard will overcome.
It's not the time for us to hurt each other. It's not the time to live in hate. For humankind, we can be so much kinder. So many sides, let's keep the faith. It's when we need to come together. How can it be that it's so apart? We disagree. Why can't we talk it over? No wait and see. It's time to start. To the days long gone, the troubled times we came upon. We spoke our minds until the dawn, different parts of you we counted on. It's not the same today, you have to weigh your words, watch what you say. Was never meant to be this way, was never meant to be this way. Don't pass me by, every friend you made was once a stranger. We wonder why we're so alone. Our time is now in the light of grace or in the dark of danger. Somewhere, somehow, we'll get back home. Somewhere, somehow, get back home.
Thank you, that's for Charlie.
Okay, I guess sort of moving on, let's to the regular parts of the meeting. So we have the reading of the vision statement by James Thorne. Thank you.
Thank you, David. The mission of this club shall be to advance the principles and purposes of the Republican Party, to elect Republican candidates to public office, to strengthen the civic welfare of the community, and to engage in a vigorous exchange of ideas supporting Republican values.
Thank you very much. Okay, next we'll do the roll call. Okay, Sophia Worrell, will you please do the roll call?
The roll call for the officers are Dana Mayer, who's the president. David Abraham, vice president. Kathy Lally, second vice president.
Here, she's here.
Is that Tilly Levy, am I saying it right? Third vice president. Okay, David Kemp, recording secretary. Okay, Isaiah Vega.
He's here.
Okay. Carol Curlin. Curlin? Okay. How do you pronounce the treasurer's name? Is the treasurer present?
No.
Okay. James Swartzman, is it?
No.
No? Okay. Martha Roman. Okay, for the board of directors, Stephen Wiener. Okay, is Jim Swan.
Here.
Okay. Martha Bourne. Okay, Philip Murillo. Is it Stan Lawalk? Okay, Ruben Dario Cruz. Joel Solomon. Okay. Catherine Donnelly. Okay, Craig Tyson. Vic Starsky. No? Phil McManus. Okay. Juan Pagan. Is that how you pronounce it?
Juan Pagan. He's not here.
The next name is, yes, is it Kyle? What's the first name?
Caroline.
The board member, yeah. Starting with a Z. Is that? Okay. How about Corrad Lally?
Gerard Lally.
Gerard Lally?
Here.
Okay, and Emily Tyson? Okay, so that's it for the roll call.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And reading the minutes, Isaiah Vega. I know when the no vote's going to be done, huh?
Thanks.
Minutes of the regular meeting of the Central Queens Republican Club held on August 21st, 2025 at Grace Lutheran Church, 10315 Union Turnpike, Forest Hills, Queens, 11375. The meeting was called to order at 7:31 p.m. Ronald Eve led the Pledge of Allegiance, Jim Straughn read the club's mission statement, and did the roll call. Ronald continued with reading of the minutes of the July 17, 2025 meeting. The minutes was adopted with one nay vote on Isaiah Vega. Board members in attendance were Daniel Mayo, Jim Strawhorn, Archidius Tomaszewski, Isaiah Vega, Emily Jane, Ruben Cruz, Craig Tyson, and Kyle Crow. Absent were Joe Solomon, Stan Norwalk, James Schwartzman, David Abraham, Phil Levy, Phil Grillo, David Kemp, Martha Rowan, Stephen Weiner, Catherine Donnelly, Vic Stafford, Juan Pagan, Gerald Lally, Kathy Lally, Julie Cho, and Philip Manis. 20 members and 20 non-members were in attendance. The treasurer, Archidius Tomaszewski, announced that bank balance was $4,322.50. Announcements. Edwin Manfredonia shared his stories writing for a black newspaper covering Reverend Al Sharpton and Jeffrey Epstein. Stephen Gillan, the Project Civica, submitted its November voting audit to the Department of Justice in August and will submit its only citizen vote petition in September. Speakers. Pat McManus, chairman of the Bronx County Conservative Party, is proud of the first Republican/Conservative candidate elected in the Bronx after 40 years in 2023. City Council member Christy Marmorano from the 13th District. Pat named Christopher Leon Johnson, Ronald Rivera, and David Rem for calling the City Council member rhino and racist at a re-election event. The chairman stressed that our energy should be focused on fighting sitting Democrats and socialists. Helen Q, Republican and conservative candidate in City Council District 1 in Manhattan, talked about housing, launched her website, HelenFromNYC.com, and shared how she paused a garden from being developed when she did a 3-minute video 6 years ago. Emmanuel Finlay, Republican and conservative candidate in City Council District 16 in the Bronx, released boots on the ground and freedom over safety. Stephen Doctera, Queens Civil Court Judge, $50,000 or less, ran in 2024 at about 179,000 votes, but it was not enough. He advised those who lost by default to have judgment vacated by meritorious excuse, but many judges have an anti-Republican bias. Website doctera4civiljudge.com. Ramses Frias, Republican conservative candidate, City Council District 25, is fighting prostitution, gang business extortion, crack selling in his Elmhurst and Jackson Heights neighborhoods. He needs our help financially and wants to show the beauty of the community. Website RamsesForNYC.com. Jonathan Rinaldi, Republican candidate in City Council District 29, said the power is in the council legislature. Suggested that more Republican candidates would win, they ran as Democrats and authorized to run on the Republican line like Councilman Bob Holden. Stylis Impactus, Republican candidate in City Council District 11 in the Bronx, previously ran 4 times, starting in 2006. He informed the audience that the NYPD lost 10,000 officers. Currently, 31,000 officers are on duty. Stylo advocates for restoring the lost number of officers. His slogan is Renaissance, New Horizon, and New Frontier. The youngest speaker was Marcus Pogozowski, who said a few words. His father, Paul Pogozowski, who ran in the District 30 Democrat primary, will be doing a writing campaign. Marcus Pogozowski drew the winning ticket of the 50-50 raffle. Richard MacArthur won $25 and immediately donated to Helen Q's City Council campaign. The meeting was adjourned at 9:31 p.m.
Thanks very much. Are there any corrections or comments on the minutes? Okay. Yes, Anton.
I'd just like to say that we appreciate that he did it in a format which wasn't, extra long. He got right to the point. So I'm very pleased with that reading of the minutes.
Well done. All in favor of the minutes, say aye. Aye. Nay? Nay. There they go, voting nay votes. The minute has been adopted. Next item on the agenda is the financial report. Dr. Stolzewski is not in at this moment, so Joe Solomon, on his behalf, will be announcing the amount of money we have in the bank. Joe?
Our balance is $4,165.75.
Thank you very much, Joe. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to the announcement sections. Let's see. Yesterday, for those who may not know, New York State held their state reorganization. Ed Cox has been re-elected as chairman. That's going to be part of the main focus of our meeting after the announcements, okay? And Joe Concannon will be talking about that. Okay, other announcements, okay? We have extra tickets for the Mets versus Washington National for this Sunday, okay? It's an afternoon game at 1:40. We still have about 4 tickets left. Out of 40 some that was good to the club. Anyone is interested, just let me know. Anton, are you interested in?
I'll go because the Giants are playing at night.
Oh, you didn't at night. This is not Giants.
No, I'm saying the football Giants are playing Sunday night.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'll get people to go.
Okay, so if anyone interested, just let me know.
I need at least 2. If anyone else wants to, I'll get rid of all 4. I'll get people to go to the game.
Okay.
And I'll take pictures to prove it. Verify.
All right. Let's see. Other announcements. I guess Ed Lee has some events that's coming up. He wants to organize. Ed.
Hey, what's up, folks? Nice talking to you. Thanks for that, for letting me speak to y'all. So the fact of the matter is that right now I want to say that, a lot of the information that, the good work that's being done by y'all is being suppressed. Scott, I'm a big fan of Scott here. Anyways, he ran a whole bunch of candidates for the Medical Freedom Party. And the news didn't cover any of that, right? And the thing is that there's a lot of, I work with the long term Republican in New York State history, right? There's a big, I have a lot of qualifications in the public housing sector that's not being covered. Instead of helping us, they take people like Edwin David Cruz, big shout out to his work right there, and they try to send in replacements to try to, like, duplicate our work and to keep the message under control. And, we need to break out. So there's an event right now, I don't know if you guys have heard of something called the Moonies, right? But the thing that they're big fans of guns and stuff like that. And the net worth of that family is over 1.5 billion holdings. That's in Korea. They own several hotels inside and hotels in Manhattan. They're incredibly rich, and they're having actually something called a Rod of Iron Freedom Festival that's going to be going down in near Scranton, Pennsylvania, on October 11th and 12th. And I'm hoping that I could go to a community of people and start to develop a relationship and get some funds to actually help our work, because all grassroots work amongst us is suppressed and not talked about. Groundbreaking work from Danny Mayo, bringing all kinds of third-party candidates, right, to have unique discussions with Republicans. This is being discussed. Gonzalo's work, right, with the Union Party. None of this is being discussed. We have to create our own media, and our media is not. And unfortunately, some people that are supposed to be our friends, they see us as competitors. Hey, you know what? I'm mad. You know what I mean? Like, let's. But in the end, I'm on your side. So let's build up, right? Yeah. Now the fact of the matter is that right now the Asian American groups right now, I heard people talk about Helen. There's a lot of, just so you know, the Asian American. I was at Asian American New York State Summit, and they had actually excluded the only, right, Steve Chan, the only Asian American Pacific Islander state assembly district. They excluded him from the event. Now they have 20. They were awarded 20. I think then maybe $40 million. And then I think yesterday was a voter registration day. And they're actually having voter registration with the millions of dollars that they're getting, and you think that they're going after any Republicans? We're not fighting a fair game at all here, folks, and we need people, right? And people want to shout about Charlie Kirk. I'm not saying it's all bad or all good, but he did talk about our local issues and wasn't helping us. And neither is Brandon Strachan, by the way. It's time for us to start attacking the people locally, right? If you want to bring in support from outside, I'm not mad at that. They can help us. But don't let them exclude people here that's doing actual work, real grassroots activists. Right? So, in the end, it's up to you, though. I'm sharing my resources with you. You can go to that Rod Festival, by the way. Gordon Chang is going to be there. Scott Hustler is going to be there. I don't know who he is. He's a big heavyweight in terms of recruitment for the Republican Party. And these are serious people that are getting things done, and there's a lot of money at stake. So, if y'all want to travel with me, let me know. Yeah? On October 11th and 12th, we could be, things could look really different out here. Thanks again.
Thank you, Daniel. For anybody who doesn't know who Betsy McCoy is, she was the lieutenant governor when George Pataki was governor. She's a brilliant woman. She writes columns for the New York Post, and whenever I read anything that she's written, I think, my gosh, she's brilliant. She's done a very close analysis of the Democrat primary election that Mamdani won to get the nomination. She said that he was elected by a very small slice of the electorate, young people who were far left or whatever. She said that if there is a major push to get out the vote in November, Curtis Sliwa can win. She has started an organization called Save NYC. I don't know if it's .org or .com or whatever, but if you look for Save NYC, you'll find it. You can contribute money there. I think it's possible to sign up to volunteer. But she's, and also you can give money directly to Curtis too. You can find him online. One very smart person believes that he can win. So I'm signing on with her. Save NYC is Betsy McCoy's organization. And if you want to help, please do. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you very much, and that's .org. Anyone else would like to make some announcements?
I want to make a comment on
Anton?
the only way.
Anton?
Yes, sir. The only way Curtis has a shot if Cuomo drops out. And I know you. I understand it. I'm a Republican. I realize exactly what's going on. Cuomo's in the race. We would have very, very, very slight chance of winning. Adams is no threat at all. It's Cuomo, and he's got to drop out.
Curtis is winning this by a landslide.
I hope you're right.
So another announcement, okay, Jeff Lyle.
Okay, I'm not used to speaking on the microphone. Anyway, let me try. Good evening. The Q Forest Republicans are sponsoring a dinner for Kirk Sliwa, the mayor. It's a donation of 80. Closer? Now I can hear myself. Okay. Of $80, their matching funds 8-to-1. So you generate quite a bit of cash for Mr. Sliwa, our future mayor. Now, there is a menu. I'm not sure what it is. It says drinks and appetizers. I'm not sure it included, but Age is the sponsoring restaurant. The food there is quite good. So the $80 covers maybe twice the price.
What's the date?
It is 10/5, October 5th. That's a Sunday at 6 o'clock. I have flyers over there with the, there you go.
I'd like to talk.
Also, could you stand up front, because this is being live streamed, and I can face that way much easier than turning around to the audience. So go in front of everyone.
Okay. Okay, well, I can't get it now, but I'll get, how many?
No, it's for something else.
Oh, okay. Okay, is there any other questions? None? Excuse me?
When are we gonna cut open the watermelon?
Okay, no other questions? Okay, please visit me at the back, yes?
Questions regarding what, Curtis?
Can you come up front if you're being live streamed? Can you come up front?
I just wanted to say this.
Can you come up front so I can live stream you?
It's my understanding that when we talk about Curtis winning, and am I supposed to do something here, what?
Yeah.
Stand in front of him.
It's harder for him, just right in front of him.
Oh, okay. So, when people talk about whether Curtis could win or not, I think what I'm trying to focus in on right now is to get as many people to vote as possible. Because I heard that if we had an avalanche of voters, it's still possible to bring this election home. So, but one thing I haven't heard anything from the electronic highway on recruiting Republicans and so forth, so I don't know where the party's at. But I think individually, including particularly myself, to try to get people out to the poll. Because whatever party you're in, this impacts you. And so I just wanted to make that statement and hoping that the party itself is going to start to make a showing the end days of this election, because we need to.
Thank you. If you need extra flyers, I have many back there for you. Following this gentleman's comment, please take for any friends, relatives, or Democrats that you may know that are thinking of switching or voting for Republican candidates.
Tomorrow at 12 p.m. It's the first time, please pay close attention, Vaughn, especially you, thank you very much. The first time in the history of New York State that one single candidate will take on 100 electors. That candidate is sitting behind you, actually standing behind you. Would you introduce yourself just by way of... It's the first time in the history of New York that one candidate has said end guardianships. And you're going to ask me, why do I say it's historic? I have written to 100 of them. I have more than 50 emails asking them to end guardianship and stop kidnapping seniors. The only person that's come forward, regardless of party, to save our seniors is Jason Murillo. He's standing behind you. I want you to give him a round of applause because it's unheard of. It is unheard of. And he is fearless.
When I was a candidate, I was working with Latinos, so.
But no one has taken on like Jason has. And
Not like him, but I did participate with us.
I understand. I understand, but there are people dying in 2 nursing homes. One of them is Highbridge Woody Crest Nursing Home. Jason, take the picture out that I gave you.
Well, Jason will be speaking soon.
And another one is in Gonzalo Nursing Home. Her mother's foot is falling off. And no one is doing a damn thing. Nothing. So today I got a call from the Department of Health. And you know what they said? We're so sorry we can't help you because we're not high enough in the organization. And so I said, why don't you speak to the commissioner who we're going to hold responsible? And guess what they said? The commissioner can't change anything. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, assemble at Kathy Hochul's office in Manhattan and say enough is enough. I don't want our parents kept in guardianships any longer. End them. And stop kidnapping seniors. Stop it.
Calm down.
It's hard to come down when it's your family. It's very hard to do when it's your family.
Thanks, Sam. Okay.
Thank you.
We'll move on down to the next announcement. I guess that Sophia Morel is doing want to bring down some temperature that's out there. So she has some ideas.
Bring that for you.
So Sophia?
Freedom.
Oh, I know Daniel throws me under the bus. But that's okay.
Could be a train.
So the thing that I'm thinking of is just like starting a chat. So Charlie Kirk's death really hit me really hard, you know. And I've had this idea for a long time in terms of seeing what he's doing, because we don't get to talk. And you know, I'm at a stage in my life where I look back and I'm saying, when do we get to talk and share? We're in this short little minute, and we usually, when we're in school, we have a teacher talking. When we're in church, there's a preacher preaching. When we go to a lecture hall, there's someone talking. We go to a meeting and we just have 2 minutes to talk. So it's just an idea I'm developing. I just threw it in the chat. And it's just an idea for us to talk. So it's not, you know, for me, I'm looking at it and I'm researching it. I'm not there yet, but I'm just researching like a Zoom call where we just talk. People want to share, and I haven't seen a forum where people can just talk. You have the moderator who's just there having these ideas and talking, and people don't get to talk. So as I develop it more, because it's still in the development stage, I'll come back with it. And, you know, another thing I'm looking at is that I've been working for the last year, and I've been missing the meetings, so this is hopefully the beginning of me coming back, because, you know, we as Republicans, we're saying here, which annoys me, that Curtis Stewart cannot win, and it's driving me nuts, like, why can't he win? Yep. And my journey started in 2023, and I'll try to be quick. It started in 2023 when I wasn't a Democrat, but I was working with a lot of nonprofits and everything, and I began to learn about voting and Republicans and Democrats. And I'm living in New York, and I just said, wait a minute, it's a blue state. Are there any Republicans in New York? And I discovered that there are, but what are we doing? And so my idea was just to learn, and I think I've learned enough now to really come back to the club and really try to grow it and help Republicans to have a voice, because I think there's a vacuum. The Christians, we've dropped the ball. This is why the Democrats and why we have all this demonization, because we've dropped the ball. And instead of us complaining about it and saying that Curtis can't win and Republicans can't win,
My thing is, if we can get Republicans in the clubs to just get out there and vote, we can bring this thing home and change. Since President Trump did, we turned the city a little bit more red. So there's a lot of work to do, and I'm not one to just talk about what we need to do. I'm going to jump in there. So I'm going to develop that idea. Last year, I brought an idea to Mr. Mayor, and I'm going to work on it and develop it because it starts with, me. Charlie Kirk, he started small and he worked hard, and now I understand what needs to be done. So it's just an idea I'm throwing out there. Let's talk, and I'm going to research it some more and just see where we go from here. And maybe by next meeting, I'll have more ideas or whatever to say where we're going with it. But I think we need to talk some more because that's something that is really lost in this country, and most of all lost in the city. We're not talking. We're screaming, and we've got to, and we can't just say turn on the temperature. We've got to teach Democrats how to turn the temperature down, and that's not happening. So that's just my idea.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to the idea to develop forward.
Any other announcements? Joy, you want to say something?
I have a comment or an idea. Appreciate it. What was your name again?
Sophia.
So Sophia has a good idea. I don't know how many of you are tech savvy or understand the outreach she's trying to create for you all. So the one idea that I have for you, because Zoom is good, but Zoom is monitored. Zoom, they siphon your information because they want to know who's saying what. So there's an alternative that I'm used to using with the assembly that I'm a part of. It's called freeconferencecall.com. It's an app, it's free. You sign up like you do with anything else, and you can have these unsolicited, open, unfiltered conversations and have as many people on as you need to do this, because I think that is what's missing in this country is conversation. We cannot get our point across. We may all be in the same party but have different views, but want the same goal, and we need to be able to articulate what it is we feel without getting overly emotional and butthurt. So, that's an idea, that's a platform that you can use. Thank you, thank you. Also, if you have Twitter, now known as X, but I will always call it Twitter, they have Twitter Spaces. It's free. And you can have people come on, you don't have to worry about showing your face, no video or anything. You can have a moderator, but you can have as many people on there as possible conversating about a topic, about an issue. We can go out on social media, more people can see you, exposure, people seeing what it is that you're doing. If they want to help and they want to support, that is also another idea, something that you can do.
So, in other words, you talk to me afterwards, and because
Sure.
So because I'm at an age where I don't know social media or anything.
Yeah.
So we can.
That's no problem. I'll come.
You'll
trust
help me
me.
with it.
I'm gonna explain something real quick. I'm trying to keep it under 30 seconds. I have, and a lot of you probably won't like this. I'm keeping my eyes closed so I don't have to see anybody when I say this. I have for a while denounced party politics. Why? Because I care about the American man and woman. I don't care what party you are. I want your rights preserved because the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. When someone takes a position, they are there to serve both sides. Your rights and someone else's rights are not to be infringed upon. Now, if someone has a different ideal, they cannot force that on you. And that is the beauty of this country. Do no harm. That was one of the founding principles. Do no harm. So, with that being said, a lot of this, I don't know. At the last time I was at the Republican meeting, and Steve was here. Steve knows, I've been to two. One was out near Howard Beach, where Sliwa was speaking, and then there was another one in Forest Hills off Austin Street when we were discussing about what was going on with Zeldin. And I made a speech saying that they need to come to these areas, these little pockets in Queens specifically, to come and talk to people that they don't usually speak to. Now, Sliwa, I think he's a great guy. I truly do. I've met him. I was out at the rallies with the migrant facility over at Floyd Bennett Field. I've marched with him. I was there with the debates with Andrew Giuliani. I have a long list of things that I've done in regards to supporting the Republican Party. But what I see, what the New York GOP does, is they shut grassroots organizations out that want to see true things happening. So when that happens, you have to develop on your own, which is why I kind of stepped away, because I started noticing what the New York GOP, not you, not what you individually do to bring awareness of what it is that you would like to see happen to this country, but what the corrupt, I'm going to say it, whether anyone likes it or not, the corrupt GOP. They are corrupt. They just are. I mean, we have to be able to say these things, and that's the beauty. Hey, let's use Charlie Kirk. That's the beauty of freedom of speech. To be able to call out the truth for what it is. Now, I would like to see you all grow. I would like to see change come to this city. It's why I haven't left. Though I was fired 4 years ago, it's why I haven't left, because I want to see the change happen. And it can come from you. Gathering together, organizing together, and with what Sophia, right? I'm saying that right? What she wants to do, start having these conversations, invite people in who you may not speak to often. Let them come and hear what it is that's going on, because you have to also understand that there's a brainwashing happening for other people. So they have blinders on and can't see half of what you're talking about and can comprehend it. So we'll talk. I would like to pass that information on and give you advice on that. And anyone else, hey, I'm here. I'm here because Kathy let me know what was going on. Shout out to Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. And because of her. Because of her. She meant a lot to me. I was in the back leaving. She means, so I'm here. And any information that I can give, I'll do the best that I can.
Thank you very much, Duran. Okay, so let's go to transition to the question.
Yes.
Go ahead, Anton. Excuse me, young lady.
Yes. Hi.
I'd like to check with your knowledge, and as much as you can about, it's time you run for office, because you are very articulate. You don't bring it up.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I live in South Jamaica, Queens, right? First of all, I didn't expect to come here and speak at all about what's going on, and it's the God in me that says, pass truth on and pass knowledge on, pass wisdom on. So I live in South Jamaica, Queens, which is City Council District 28, which is Adrienne Adams, the Speaker of City Council, right? And her office supervisor just won the nomination to take her seat because she's timing out. Now, yes, I could run. I could win. I know I could win.
Let's go.
However, when it comes to my unalienable rights and constitutional rights, if I run and take an oath, I lose my unalienable rights. I'll only have constitutional rights. Now, it's not too bad. The Constitution is pretty good. It's the supreme law of the land. However, if I want to handle, hold accountable, and take down other public servants, it would be hard for me to do so. So I stay out of the voting realm. I have, though, hear me out, at work, I was thinking about, can I curse? I don't want to curse. Can't, for shits and giggles, I thought about running for president. All these other people are doing it. Why the hell not? And I was looking at the 2028 election guidelines and what you need, and you need a shit ton of money. I don't have that. But I know that people run with $1 and a dream, and that's what we do in New York City. So I have been contemplating on my own free time. Why not? If we're president, why not? These people who are running our country are incompetent compared to us. We have the knowledge, we have the human decency to care for our neighbor. Why should they get the benefit of thinking they can tell us what to do. But I have thought about it. I have thought about city council because, again, I'm in Adrian Adams' district, and she actually called the police on me because I went to her office to serve her paperwork. You know, yeah. One question. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to refer to the old Pogo comic strip that said, "I have seen the enemy, and he is us." By that, I mean our party, our conservative / Republican people that we're all good friends with, is divided.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a conservative party. They don't like the Republicans.
Right.
The young Republicans don't like either one of them.
Right.
The Asians are divided. The
Right.
Russians are divided.
Right. Black is divided. Everybody's divided.
And we also have a fringe element of outside Republicans that don't want to join the mainstream,
Right.
but they operate their own little clubs.
Right.
What we need to do is to take them all by the shoulders and turn them around and point them toward the real enemy, which is the Democrats. We all have to get together. The Democrats are laughing at us. Right to the electoral poll bank, they're laughing at us. And that's our biggest problem. We have to unite, get together, and take advantage of the momentum that we have, especially over the last week, of gaining new people over the hours.
Okay, I guess, Joy, we
I
got
think
to
that's
get to the
it.
speakers, please. We need the speakers. Kathy, you want to say something?
I just want to say, I thought the point of what you were saying was, you know, that the two parties aren't really working, and we need to relate as human beings, as New Yorkers, as Americans. And I don't think it's a Republican against Democrat fight. It's about American, being American and caring for your country.
Amen. Agreed. Agreed 100%.
Thank you very much,
I'm gonna go sit
Okay.
down.
All right, and that's sort of a good transition to the topic of tonight's meeting. The topic of tonight's meeting is the Republican reorganization. Someone who's been very familiar with the process, who has run for county chairmanships a couple of times, and hopefully many more, and I'd like to see it win one of these days. It's definitely we need a change. And the next speaker I'd like to introduce you is Joe Concannon. Joe, would you please come up? Floor is yours.
I've got a few points I want to make, so I took some notes this afternoon. I think it's kind of important. I know most of this by heart. All right, I've been involved in this for a while. I knew this lady because I've been coming to your club meetings, not a while, but I've known her. So that was very, very touching, very nice, very, very nice. Good remembrance of her. But when we talk about reorganization, we have to see it as a culmination of a long journey of things that have to happen. There is a process, all right? And I'd like all your attention when I'm talking. I'll wait. I've heard quite a bit here tonight from a number of you about engagement, about activity, about a lot of different things, about a Republican Party that seems somewhat corrupt, about the lack of communication, maybe lack of transparency, just a lot of problems that really shouldn't be. But when this gentleman over here said, I've seen the problem and the problem is me, all right? That is the problem. We've all disengaged from the political process. Now, maybe not the people in this room, but many in the Republican Party have disengaged because they don't see eye to eye with Joe or Danny or, pick your person. All right, so we've all gone into our little corners. Well, the Republican Party needs to be filled with people who want to engage in it. And the people who are running the party right now, it would appear, all right, that they're more interested in just holding on to the few seats that they have and the paid political positions that they've accumulated over time by rerunning and knowing the process and the system very, very well. All right? But it's up to us, each of us, to get involved in the process. So what is that process? It's canvassing the Republican voters. And I'm the chairman of the board of the Queens Village Republican Club. I've been involved in politics now for quite a while. It started with the 1983 sergeant's exam in New York City. All right, I was a young police officer. I sued the city. All right, and I didn't believe in quotas, timetables, and all this other stuff. So I sued. I went to the U.S. Supreme Court with my case and my lawyer, and my class action suit of, I think it was something like 170 people. And I learned what the process is all about. I learned that there are 9 justices in the Supreme Court. How did I learn that? I didn't learn that by reading a book. I learned it because I lost my case 4-4. Now you say, how do you lose a case 4-4 when there's 9 justices? Well, they didn't appoint the 9th justice. All right? So that got molded in the back of my head. I remembered that. All right? And that's where that activism is. I took another case up through the state Supreme Court, an Article 78 proceeding, and we wound up winning that. I wound up making sergeant, I wound up making lieutenant, I wound up making captain. I'm very happily retired from the NYPD. I got involved politically because I'm looking for something better for my kids and for my grandchildren. So I teamed up with Douglas Prescott's aide in his office. Doug was an assemblyman out in Eastern Queens. And once a week I used to stop off at Mike Abel's office and we used to shoot the breeze on politics. And I used to say, gee, you know, it'd be really great if Giuliani would come to New York. Really, really great if he would come to New York and really lead this city and turn it around. Wouldn't that be great? All right? And then Mike and I got in that discussion, and I wound up getting on the Bayside Republican Club board, and time went on, and I kept getting involved. We wound up electing Rudy. We wound up electing Frank Patterdale. We wound up electing Doug Prescott. We wound up electing Mike Abel. We had all of these people in, all right? But the people in power so insulated themselves that they didn't build the party. And that's what has to be done. And that's why I'm here tonight to talk to you about that. And to give you what the reality is concerning all of that. It starts with understanding that there are 62 counties in New York State. That's the reality. Each one of those counties is a fiefdom unto itself. All right? We live in Queens County. That's our fiefdom. All right? And in Queens County, they have a whole board of offices, and it's assembled through 18 assembly districts. Now, I don't know what the assembly district is over here, maybe 28, is that what it is? Yeah, 28? The 28th Assembly District. And in the 28th Assembly District, there are a number of election districts, maybe 100, maybe 200. Each one of those districts has 2 people. They're called county committee people. County committee people make a lot of decisions. They are the boots on the ground, the local people. Now, if you want to say your county is corrupt, if you want to say your county is ignoring you, your party is ignoring you, well, turn around and see how much effort that you put into building that county committee, to attending meetings. This is how all of this is. I was so upset, I said, hey, this isn't what the Republican Party stands for, because I was reading all about what was going on in Washington, D.C., and not focused here at home. All right, because you see, all politics is local. It's very local. All right, it gets so local that sometimes it's in your own family, in your own home. That's how local it is. And then once you have command of that, or recognition that there's going to be disagreements, then you go to your next door neighbors. And then you go on your block. And then you, if you're capable, you go in your election district, which could be 4 blocks by 4 blocks. Or it could just be one really, really, really tall building. And you start knocking on doors. You ask Danny for a list. Who are the registered Republicans in our district? Who are the registered Republicans where I live? All right? So it's all about engagement. Canvassing the Republican voters, laying the groundwork, finding out where your strengths and weaknesses are. Okay? And that's something I asked Susie Karanowitz from my board at Queens Village. Every single time this comes up, and I ask her the same question. Susie, can you deliver your ED? What does that mean? Sir, you with the yellow sweatshirt?
Yes.
Can you deliver your ED?
Hell yeah. I'm on county committee too.
Yeah.
In my district. Get it. Hell yeah.
Get it. That's what we need. Can you, sir, deliver your ED? No, you can't. All right, all right. Craig, I know you've heard this talk before. All right. Sophia, I know you've heard this talk before. All right. But this talk has to get out to a lot more people. And if you're so frustrated with what's going on in New York City, I spoke to some people from the Guyanese community last night. We had 15 of them in a room, Francis Lewis Boulevard and Hillside Avenue. And I said, you are invisible to your government. How do you want to make yourself visible? You've got to get actively engaged in your government. How does that happen? Well, it starts with the county committee. It starts with you knocking on doors. At the Queens Village Club, we give you tools to do that. What are the tools? We give you a monthly newsletter and a monthly newspaper. And we tell you, give it out. Give it out to people. Knock on the Republican doors. Let them see who you are. Let them grow familiar that if I need something, hey, Sophie has been delivering that newspaper to me for almost a year, maybe even more. I'm going to go and ask Sophia, what should I do with the 5 ballot initiatives? Did you all know that there are 5 ballot initiatives coming up in November?
Yes.
Is there anybody here who doesn't know that? Raise your hand.
I have copies on the table.
You didn't know. All right. So this is something that Sophie should know. You should know, sir. You should know. All of you should know. And you should be communicating this in your community. And basically what you should be doing, you should be telling everybody no. Vote no on all of them. The problem with the city of Yes and how that got in is because they activated all of their people. We didn't activate anybody. We didn't have a process to do it. But the people who have developed our government here in New York and other places, they gave us a perfect system. That is the county committee. In Queens, there's about 1,425 election districts, approximately. All right? That means we should have over 2,850 county committee people here in Queens County. Do you know how many they have that vote for the county chairman? Take a guess.
Real votes are fake votes. I said real votes are fake votes.
Well, that's another part of the problem we're going to get into, and that's called paper ballots.
I'm assuming a majority is a proxy, and maybe 20 people actually vote?
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
out of 2,850 available seats for the county committee. Now, I'd be lying to you if you know, some of you have heard this from me a lot of times. You've heard it over and over and over again. The way to power is through local elections. The local election is the county committee office. That's what it's all about. That's how it works. So we go from canvassing the vote to identifying county committee members. That gets done in from November through January every 2 years. All right. The county committee people can be either men or women, and you need to know that. Then we move on to preparing petitions. We have to get the petition process correct. It's got to be 100% accurate. And this is part of the test to see if you're ready not only to be a county committee, but to be a county. Because that's what developing the new county committee process is for every 2 years. And in odd number years. All right, only in odd number years. After that, what happens? We circulate petitions. We knock on doors. Hi, my name's Joe. I'm from the Republican Party. I'm running for county committee. I'm running for state committee. Would you sign my petition? Why do I need to sign your petition? Well, because I'm running for office and I need to be nominated by people from my own party. All right? That's what it's all about. And by the way, here's a free newspaper. It's called the Queens County Beacon. If you want to stay up to date on everything, there's no charge for this newspaper. It's yours, sir. Okay. Oh, really? Yeah, okay. All right. Would you sign my petition? Sure, no problem. All right. And then comes the question and answer, right? Sir, according to the election record here, it shows you do not use a middle initial in your registration process. It has Joseph Concannon, not Joseph R. Concannon. All right? So would you mind signing the petition that way? And then you fill in the address. You fill in the county and town. All right? You do that. You don't let them do that because they'll make mistakes. And if they make a mistake, you've got to know enough to cross out with one line and initial either end of the line. And then move down to the next space on the sheet and fill that out. This is part of the process. You've got to understand that if you don't live up to the standard, you're going to get tested again. They're going to go into the Board of Elections and they're going to challenge you in a hearing. And if you're not there, or if you don't know how to engage, all right, they will tear you apart, and they'll tear your petitions apart, and they'll declare all of them void. All right? That's the next part of the process. All right? Then, if it gets really serious, what they'll do is they'll drag you into state court, New York State Supreme Court. And that will cost them money to do that. All right, they'll have to pay for a server, they'll have to pay for the process, the whole thing. The whole thing will cost them about $1,000, $1,500. All right, and then they're gonna summon you to court. They'll nail the subpoena right to your house. All right, that's what's that for. Then once that's done, you've got the primary process. All right, the primary process, third Tuesday in June. All right, you can almost set your clock to it. All right, and then that's another test. That's another test. All right, so the test would be, let me pick on somebody else. This gentleman over here. All right, if he's running for county committee, what's the test? The test is, can he get people in his ED to get out and vote for him in a primary? That's the test. All right, you might have had 15, 20 signatures, which might have been enough for your ED to get on the ballot. All right, but then if you're being challenged or if somebody's running against you, all right, and there's a primary, all right, now you've got to go out again and tell all your people, hey, you got to come out and vote for me. All right, this all gets settled in July. By the second week of July, most of this is a done deal. You've been through all your tests, all right, The results are in, and the county committee has been developed. Then comes the reorganization. How many here know when the reorganization is going to be here in Queens? No, you don't. Oh, you do? It has to happen before the 6th of October, but we haven't been notified yet. In Brooklyn, they know the county committee reorganization in Brooklyn is going to happen on the 25th. The 25th of September. That's when it's going to happen in Brooklyn. We don't know when it's going to happen yet in Queens. We haven't been told. They're required to put out a notice 5 working days in advance to let us know that. All right, so that's coming. The other part of that is proxies. All right, a party that wins by proxy does so at their own peril, because what they're doing with proxies is they're papering the election of the county chairperson. All right, all they're doing is they're getting somebody to sign off. They don't even know what's going on. They may not have even known that they were put on the county committee list. All right, and then they're taking those proxies and they're executing them at the time of the reorganization. Now, there's no chance to challenge a proxy because the proxies are destroyed at the county reorg meeting. All right, right after the vote is taken, they shred the proxies. Doesn't seem legit, does it?
Nope.
Nope. But those are the rules that they created. Now you have to remember something. Every 2 years we go through a reorganization. This is a private enterprise. The Republican Party and the Democratic Party in New York State are private organizations. All right? Private. All right? It's like if you had your own bagel shop. That's exactly what it is. And when you're doing a reorg, that's almost like a hostile takeover, because the people in office don't want to leave, and the people who say there's a better way, all right, they're trying to break in. All right, so it's sort of like a hostile takeover. All right, but it's supposed to be a natural part of the process. So if we had 2,000 people and they had 2,000 people, we'd all come to a giant meeting in a giant hall, all right, and we would process all our votes. The best votes are the ones in person, not in paper. In person, people show up in person, all right? This is how we solve our problems today. You know, at the turn of the country, at its founding, how did we settle our dispute with the UK? How did we do that? We did that in the Revolution, right? Right? Everybody remember that in history books? We took out our guns, all right? We had no uniforms. Some of us after a while lost our shoes, all right? But we plowed forward because we wanted to make this nation a real reality, all right? Today, we don't do that. We don't take out guns, all right? What we do, though, all right, is we exercise our right to vote. It makes a lot of difference. Now, there's two other things I want to talk about. One of them is called the imposter syndrome, and the other is called success stacking. The imposter syndrome. We can't win in New York. It sucks. It's blue. There you go. Right? Right? Echo that 5 times over, and then say to yourself, why am I not motivated to do anything? All right? We can't win in New York. It's only 5-1. All right? That's Democrat. They've got the numbers. Why should I move? My one vote doesn't count. It doesn't make a difference. You tell that to the guy that ran an assembly in the Rockaways last time. 14-vote difference. This is the imposter syndrome. These are when you start talking about these things and you could keep on building on negatives. Negative over negative over negative. Oh, did you see, he ran, but he lost. Oh, but he lost. Oh, but this happened. Oh, but that happened. Oh, it's no use. Oh, the Democrats own the state. Oh, how do you get up out of bed? How do you get up out of bed? All right, because you know the sheets are going to be wrinkled when you get out of bed. All right, is there any point of straightening it out and making your bed? Because you only know what's going to happen the next night. You're going to mess it all up again. How do you straighten it all out? That's why we're here. Success stacking. All right? You attended the meeting tonight. You gave honor to a lady that did just a hell of a lot of work for a cause she believed in, and a cause that a lot of us believe in. That's success stacking. You got somebody registered to vote. That is success stacking. For the Queens Village Club, we give out 10,000 papers every month. That is success stacking. All right? It happens one right after the other, right after the other, right after the other. Every small thing that you do, built on top of another, is what motivates you to get moving. All right? Each one of these things matters. Otherwise, you're going to be like this guy over here, and you're going to throw your hands up, and you're going to say, what's the use? We're never going to win. Curtis can't win. There's no way he can win with Cuomo in the race. He just can't do it, I'm telling you. All right? Take a look at a poll in New York City. When has it ever been accurate? Never. They overpolled Democrats, and why did they do it? Because there are more Democrats than there are Republicans in New York City. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. But if you just focus on one thing, I know a lot of you like to go to demonstrations. I know a lot of you like to go to rallies. I know you think that's important. And to a degree, it can be important. But the most important thing that you can do, if you truly want change, and quite frankly, I would challenge that. I think maybe some of you really don't want change. Because if you wanted change, and if you were sitting on a 28-degree stone with worn out, beaten shoes, a coat that's been through ice and rain, all right, you'd say to yourself, how bad do I want change? Well, I don't like those conditions I'm in. I am going to fight for change. All right? But you haven't gotten there yet. You haven't reached your own personal tipping point yet. Not yet. All right? When you do, you'll know it. You'll know it. All right? Because you'll be in pain and you'll be hurting. Now, the country's at a tipping point. Charlie Kirk's death, that is a definite tipping point. All right? There are now 50,000 motivated people, all right? Maybe even more than that, all right, that see that. Brandon Straka has provided a tipping point all over this country. That gentleman has worked his ass off, all right, to get people registered to vote. He feels the burn. You got to look in the mirror when you get up in the morning. You got to say, do I have the burn? All right? Do I have what it takes? And can I motivate other people to get out and fight for their own rights? If you don't like bail reform, well, what can you do about it? You can do a lot about it. Get on the county committee, start organizing, get your people together. It all starts local. Don't start taking on the problems of the world and start addressing that. Start at home. Start on your block. Start in your ED. Start in your AD, if you're good with really organizing votes. All right? Become a threat. I'm running for the county chairmanship of Queens. The reason I'm doing it, and the reason I persist in doing it, is because I think there is a better Republican Party that can be out there. I really do. That's why we've been meeting with people from every background. We met with the Koreans, we met with the Chinese, we met with the South Asians, we met with the Bangladesh, we met with the Guyanese, we met with just everybody and anybody, because if you're not engaged in your government, you're going to lose your government. And that's what's going on here. You're going to lose it, all right? It's just like the city of Yes. If you fail to engage in those 5 ballot initiatives and say no to all of them, they are going to steamroll you royal. And they will develop their city of Yes, they'll give it to the property developers, and then in the corner house, they'll be taking it down, and they're building up a 40-story apartment building.
I want to talk about something else. In Queens, there are a lot of Democratic office holders. A lot of them. They're in state senate seats, assembly seats, congressional seats, and then there's all sorts of state seats that are out there. Controller, and Attorney General, and all of that. All right? We respect, or we should respect, the office that they hold. The office that they hold. Respect the office that they hold. Do not necessarily go after them one-on-one and start yelling and screaming at them and just, creating complete insanity. All right? That is not going to change what you want to change. All right? If you want to change, you know how to affect change. You do it locally, and you greet me next time, and you say, I can deliver my ED. That's what you're responsible for. One ED. Just one. All right? Just one. All right? If you're really good, you go to the right, to the left, to the north, to the south. Maybe we can get 5 EDs out of you. All right? If you're a real organizational wizard, then you can talk about being a state committee person and organizing an assembly district. All right? That's how that system works. We must remain cordial, professional, and strategic at all times. That means 3 things. Respect the office even when we disagree with the person. Our tone and demeanor must reflect serious, principled, and focused outcomes. Don't give away your game plan. Don't give away your game plan. All right? Your game plan may be that, all right, we're going after, this is the 28th? What is Hevesy over here? All right. So what you may say is, you may say, I want to go after Assemblyman in Hevesy. All right. Does that mean the next time you see them, you scream at them? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. All right. You want to remain a cordial, professional relationship with him because you don't want to let him know. You don't want to let him know what your plan is. You don't want to let him know that you're coming after him. All right? You don't want them to prepare, all right, and have plenty of notice. That's not what you want. All right? You want to organize your people, all right, so that you have, maybe 200 county committee people in your AD, all right? And you want to organize other people maybe to join you in that. And then when you have 200 or 300 people and Hevesy's running for office, you tell your people, now let's get out and get them. All right? Get your people out, get them out to vote, get them out to early voting, do everything you can to unseat this guy. He is a human excrement and something that shouldn't be on the face of the planet. All right? That's what you tell your people. You get them out there, but you
make sure in your one-to-one reaction with this guy or interaction that you're professional with him, and that's the way it is, all right? We win elections not by yelling and screaming at one another. We win elections through effective organization. And if you think I'm lying about that, ask Barack Obama, chief organizer in the United States. Ask Charlie Kirk, who did a wonderful job of getting the youth vote out. All right? And God bless his wife, who's taking on that role to continue that. And we hope for a lot of success. But you know what? Mrs. Kirk needs each one of you. You've got to help her. She can't be in every ED, in every AD across the United States. She can't do it. She needs each of you to do that, all right? In order to be effective, in order to win elections, in order to breathe sanity back into our political system, in order so that it reflects you, and you, all right? Otherwise, all you have is you got 4, maybe 8 people sitting in a room, and all they're doing is they're making the decisions for 140, 150,000 Republicans living in Queens County. And what good is that doing? All right? They're all clapping their hands like ducks and swans sitting in a pool. All right? Because why? Because they can. They don't have to do a damn thing. You've given up.
That's communism.
It's not communist. It's not. It really isn't. But what it is giving up on your democracy.
Yeah.
Democracy, as Benjamin Franklin said, this is a republic. And it's good if you can keep it. He wasn't kidding. They're rolling over you. Bike lanes in every district, in every borough. Bus lanes all over the place. Red light cameras, speed cameras, everything that you can imagine. Our education, they take merit right out of that. We don't want merit in our education. No way. Johnny only got a 75, rules passing, it's okay. All right? And then we have a governor who's now running for mayor who declared what? He declared life after birth by the mother and the doctor can be ended? How does that work? How does that work? When I was in NYPD, we used to call that a homicide. That's what happens when you kill somebody after they're born. Whatever stage of life they're in. If you kill them after they're born, that is a murder. That is not anything other than murder. Yet Andrew Cuomo, they were giggling like they couldn't believe. Hochul established an immigrant tent city at Creedmoor. When we questioned her on it, she said, "Fight me. Go ahead. Fight me." And we said, "Huh?" And she said, "You all voted for me, all right, and you'll vote for me again." Well, they are fighting words, but that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. These Democrats are so freaking confident, all right, that they can do whatever the hell they want. And that's exactly what they're doing up in Albany. And why are they doing it? They're doing it because you're failing to organize at the local level.
So what are you talking about? What?
Yeah, reorganization.
Say again, sir?
Trump's kids, they're earning billions. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't you read the papers and see the deals they're making?
I don't care what Trump's kids are making, all right? I'm talking about local politics and affecting the law in New York State and New York City.
Lauren, they're doing
Go.
You know, actually, there's a lot of local people that try to do stuff. For example, I had a candidate debate. I had a candidate debate on higher education at Columbia University, and I contacted Charlie Kirk many times.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the party bosses, along with the media, there's a bunch of gatekeepers who decide this person's worth promoting, I'm not saying Governor Sharko is bad, but instead of backing up local people like myself who's doing work, they actually suppress us and treat us like the competition. So actually, how can I compete against all these other people that are given so many resources and I actually used to stomp out voices like mine that are actually, very well qualified. I belong to 12 Garcia man ready to rock with the Republicans. I got people in public housing, 80,000 people in New York City, I think 800,000 people in New York City alone. They're not taught. The party bosses are scared by a change in the composition of the base because that could affect their number level. So I'm not mad at once again at supporting these national figures, but I like what you said earlier, keep it local, and there's a lot of local people that take shit on, like Edwin, like Cruz, like Scott Spear, you know what I mean? And myself, they're not talking about us, for real. Right. And my man, Evon Devaya trying to start a club out in Rockaway, and then join our little down. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Us locals need help, that's what I'm saying. And you can't.
Well, that's one of the reasons, and you can reference this to Danny if you want. I'll get to you, and then I'll get to you, and then I'll get to you. All right. What happened here was we had developed the Queens Village Republican Club, and what happened from there was we said there needs to be greater representation in Central Queens. So we came over to a group of people here in Central Queens, and we said, what do you guys think about developing?
Yeah,
they want questions.
You had a half an hour.
All right, so we said, do you want to develop a Central Queens club? And that's how this club developed. So now you've got, what, 35, 40 people in a room now, where you had none before.
You have till 9:05.
Hey, I'll give the mic up, but he's got questions.
We have some other.
He's got a question.
Go ahead.
Lee Zeldin almost made it, right? Let's be realistic. Lee Zeldin almost made it. There was 4.8% difference. Kathy Hochul is not liked by anyone, not on the left, not in the middle, not on the right, not even in space. So you have to really concentrate and know that it's very winnable and she will lose the governorship. But not if you start saying, well, I can't, and this one. You really need to organize. It's very winnable. It's a very, very winnable race. She has done so many things wrong. I can do the list, nursing homes, guardianship. The list goes on forever and ever. So, you know what you have to do. You know who's running. She has an excellent chance. And now that she endorsed Mandami, Elise Stefanik's got 10% additional points. She's probably going to easily win, but you have to support her. You can't just sit by and say, oh, I'm going to not do anything.
Because
we definitely need to get on the speakers.
Yeah, let's get this one.
Go ahead. What I wanted to say was very important because everything the talking forum has said, I mean, wonderful speech. I have not witnessed a motivation speech like yours like in a long time. Congratulations. It is exactly what I wanted to say, except that I wanted to go more into details on the committee approach. Winning elections starts like in January from the limit. Because 80% building a relationship. 20% is going out the vote. So if you don't know those people, that's a problem. Now, my concern is about the county committee, about the county area, is that, like in my situation, you have the people that are appointed to the Board of Elections to work there. Okay? Those people are appointed. In my situation, the New York County Republican Party is that they have been given instructions by the party boss, okay? I know who it is, but I'm not going to say who it is. Not to help me in absolutely nothing that has to do with grassroots movement, okay? That forces me to go to the Democrats, okay? To give me information. Sure. I mean, I had a list already for New York County, all the boards then got to someone who I'm not going to discuss who it is. But that is really dangerous because when you have the party blocking you, so Republicans do not win, there's a problem there. Okay? I'm talking about, and I don't have the money to take the support, because that's the only way to fix it.
Well, Edwin is going to be one of our speakers for the Reorganization for Manhattan. I guess, shall we move on to the next speaker?
I guess so, unless this gentleman wants me to address something.
We don't have much time.
I know you've run for office many times, and you've been involved in the Queens Republican Party for quite a while, and we're still not at a point where we're organized and cohesive. Now, Nassau and Suffolk County have done a tremendous job getting organized to Republicans. We have a major hope that Queens will finally get fixed.
Okay, I guess that was a comment, not a question.
A comment or a
question?
He's involved in
It's a comment.
Okay, I guess
You want to answer it, or you want to just leave it hanging?
You want to give the other speakers time?
Up to you. I think it can be done. All right, it depends on whether or not local Republicans are willing to engage. That's the short answer.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe. Okay, now we're moving to the next county, which is Bronx. Gonzalo, please come up. He's also our public advocate candidate on the Republican and Conservative line, and he'd like to talk about reorganization as well.
I apologize if my voice cracks. I am also a little tired. I've had a couple meetings and I have a lot of speaking engagements this week. I'm not going to go too long because Joe hit a lot of the topics that are important. So I'll make this pretty brief. Like I said, I was going to speak directly for a speech, but I'm going to go into speaking points to make it easy. Before I start, I just want to say that I have a talk show. It's called Political Chit Chat, where we have candidates, activists, and community members come in to speak. It's on public access. If you want to be a part of it, you want to come on, you can talk to Isaiah, and I'll give the information so it'll be in the minutes next time as well. I'm also doing reporting for candidates that are running for offices, so those are other ways so that we can get our face visibility out to the community. I'll be working with citywide, trying to get out the vote campaigns for Curtis Silva and the candidates that I helped get on the ballot, which was 26 this particular year, and any other candidates that want to reach out to me to get help with that. Regarding today's topic, which is reorganization, yes, I am the candidate for public advocate for New York City, for the Republican Conservative, and the Independent Line, the United Alliance Party. I'm also the Vice Chairman for the Bronx Conservative Party. I'm the District Leader for the 79th Assembly District, and I want to make sure when I say this, that it doesn't sound like I'm patting my resume or giving myself a pat in the back. I'm saying this so you guys know what I'm saying is possible, and everything that Joe was saying, it is a very uphill battle. Like, there's politics in general, and then there's internal politics that we have to deal with. Me, I try to focus more tangibly on a narrow objective, instead of going to, like, say, meetings like this where we're talking, but nothing happens. I don't say nothing happens directly, but we don't get things objective accomplished. So when I say this, please take this into advisement. When I joined and I started speaking to you guys, I was just coming in from nowhere. I had no backing, no party backing, no nothing. In the 2 years that you've seen me come in a couple times, I originally filled a vacancy for the Bronx Conservative Party. So we have maybe a couple handful until then we filled all the district leaders, the state assembly, state committee. We increased the party by the borough by over 30% voter registration numbers. If you take that for attrition, for what we lose for death, not voting, etc., it's about over 10%. 100 registered new individuals every year for myself. I'm currently on my 3rd year, but I have like 73, but I should be making 100 by the end of the election, hopefully. I'm running for the 2nd highest position in New York City for government. The Conservative Party, I not only got all the votes, endorsements for the Conservative Party this year, all the Republican parties, and I'm also, so that makes me the first Conservative member in over 12 years to get all the parties to align with me. On top of that, I got the New York Young Republicans endorsement. I'm the first conservative to do that, while being a party leader and working with all the party membership. I have endorsements from Common Sense Democrats, and even my opponent, Marty Dolan. And I currently have an endorsement in the White House for the president to sign. Hopefully I get it. It's still a long shot, but at least it's at the White House. Not many people can say that. So now you know I'm a legitimate person, and that's what I've been doing behind the scenes. When you guys see me, because most of the time I'm just talking about I'm running, and this and that. I don't get to talk about the back end work. Now you know. The most important thing for all those things that we want to get accomplished, this is our most powerful tool, right here, this. We get 50 of these filled out, and now you are a threat to the party. You're a threat to everyone. The candidates that are running, the Democrats, the establishment, whatever. 50 of these, you start out with 50 of these, now you have your just over the halfway mark for matching funds. You have a database with information, people you can email, people you can call on the phone, people you can visit, people you get to come together, have dinners with them, go to movies, etc., so you can build a rapport that you need to get elected. This is where you get your campaign manager. This is where you get your volunteer coordinator, your canvassers. This right here, 50 of these. You get 50 as a district leader, your county committee gets 50, etc., etc., etc.
What are they?
Voter registration. You have voter registration. You know they're.
At the library. You said that.
Now, you get the registrations, guess what? The work doesn't stop there. You have to cultivate them, you have to train them, you have to build them into future leaders. Right now, we're all expecting a Giuliani to come out or a Pataki. I don't care about none of those guys. I care about the DJ Alves, the Isaiah Vega, the Jason Murillos. We need to put those individuals on pedestals. We need to cultivate them. We need to get them funding, get them visibility, get them a network, get them in front of here, talking to people, etc. I don't care about the party, the top party, who they're putting for the governor or the mayor. I care about the 51 city council seats, the district leaders, etc., that are doing the ground level work that we need to uplift them. And this is one of the organizations that does that. That's why I'm happy to be here all the time. That's why I'm enjoying to talk real quickly. And then we take those individuals, after we train them, we get them in the community. We have to get involved in the community. We have to integrate ourselves. Now, I know politics is in our blood, and we want to get out there. We want to speak loudly and get our voices. The problem is, not everybody wants to talk about politics. Not everybody cares about what you think or your opinions. If you can just plant a garden with the local community, if you can save some animals with the local community, if you can get book bags and donate without being political, you get you integrated, then you're the person that they have coming in, working with. And guess what? Then they ask you, aren't you a Republican? Yeah, that doesn't mean I'm not a bad person, right? That doesn't mean I'm an evil. Just because I'm conservative doesn't mean I don't care about undocumented individuals or people needing medical care, etc., etc. I care about everybody in a position of where I am. My ideology just set me apart from you. Exactly, when people say, well, don't you run a nonprofit and you give out stuff for free? Yes. The idea for a nonprofit is a ideology. It says that you are helping your own person without the government's help. It's that simple, but nobody talks about that part. Thank you. It's an important thing. It's a political ideology, but it doesn't mean you have to be political. That's just a clear example. Then after that, we have to get media involved. If we don't have the major media coming in, guess what? You have DJ Elf on his radio show. You have me on my talk show. You have other people that are doing DJ Loudmouth, aka Jason Murillo, in the radio. So independent media is our bread and butter to get the cultivating of the foundation. Just to give you an example, once again, 2 years ago, I didn't have any, I had a lot of media for the nonprofit world, national media, but when I came into politics, I had none, and it was very hard. Now, every month, I am on television. Every 2 weeks, I'm in a newspaper. I have gone through international in the last 4 months. Italy came over to the Bronx to do an interview on me regarding conservatism in New York City. They did an interview with Mayor de Blasio, and then they did an interview with me. The Amsterdam News, the oldest black newspaper, did an article with political leaders from across the country, PhDs, people that are running colleges, Chuck Schumer, and then they had me in there.
Good.
So understand, if you're not fighting the system, then you're able to get in and then fight them. You know, and all these things that I'm telling you, that's how I got them done. Now, I already told you my resume on how I am. Now I told you what I did. The next step for that is I am an independent candidate for the United Party Alliance. I am the only organization that had 7 candidates be able to run. The other one is the Unity Party, but they did it a different way. The point that I'm trying to make is, now I just show the party leadership that I can do it without them. 7 across the state, yes, thank you. Now, out of those 7, 2 of them got matching funds right now. The third one, which is not a candidate, but he's endorsed, is Jason Murillo back there. So now the United Alliance Party now has, we're going to have 3 candidates with matching funds, and we did it with a shoestring budget. Me with my administrative abilities, and Isaiah Vega back there with his logistical abilities. And you guys know him, and that's the usefulness of him back there. Now, I'll leave off with this. I already told you my background, how I got things done, what we can do. I broke this down even further. I have an article, I'm going to submit it to Danny so he can put it in the minutes and distribute to you guys. It's called How Conservatives Can Win Over the Urban Voters, a Strategic Blueprint for New York City and Beyond. So basically, everything that Joe said and everything that I just told you how I accomplished it is broken down step by step for you to see, understand. What you guys need to do is share that. What you guys need to do is make sure that you go out this November and you vote for Gonzalo Duran. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Gonzalo. And next speaker from Edwin Cruz from Manhattan. He's going to talk about the Manhattan Reorganization. He already mentioned how he had to go to Democrats.
Everybody, please take a flower or a few. Good night.
Thank you.
I'm going to speak for like 2 minutes because Joe and I'm sure Steve is going to basically say the same thing that I would say. So it's great tonight, and it's great to be here. It's a very productive time. It's a very motivational speech. I would love to add some comments to it. If there's no council committee, there's no party. And if you don't believe me, just walk over to the cemetery tomorrow and walk around. That is a Republican Party. Okay? And it is that way because we don't have enough people to encourage to go out there and work. Okay? In Northern Manhattan right now, I have a dear friend, she's Jewish, and she's like really concerned about this communist winning this election. Okay? Very concerned. She doesn't even sleep at night. And I asked her, Deborah, why don't you become council committee? So this doesn't happen again. Oh, no. I don't want to have to do that. No way. No, that's not the way. That's not the way you prevent undocumented community. You have to be out there and talk to people. I'm Jewish. They don't like it. It doesn't matter. You don't even look Jewish. It doesn't matter. If you're Jewish or black or white or green or Asian, it doesn't matter. Go out there and talk to people. It's fun. You'll be surprised how many new friends you're going to meet. And it will be very interesting because this is how you deliver the message that is not being delivered by the media. Council committee, what really is a council committee? I mean, it was explained by Joe, and I'm sure Steve's going to go into more detail with this. Steve is an expert in the field, and I have learned a lot from him. But council committee is really the Republican Party. It's not more. If there's no Republican Party, if there's no council committee people, there's no Republican Party there. It doesn't exist. And that's where the problem is. And we have a bunch of very good candidates. Okay, a lot of them, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, a lot of them is all about self-promotion. It's all about the ego. It's all about promoting themselves. Talk to them about council committee, they don't want to have nothing to do with that. Knocking on doors? No way. I mean, I got ears and I got, it's like a flying saucer just landed, and they don't understand, they don't want to have nothing to do with that. And that's what the problem is. We have to be able to organize at the council committee level. I'll suggest that everyone that is here take your county committee, make it your own. If you're not a county committee person, it doesn't matter. You can win the election the next time. But right now, we need to engage. Engage and engage. Let people know who you are. Let the people know your business card. Okay, give them a business card, county committee person for the Republican Party, so when they need something, they'll call you, they'll contact you. Okay? And if you need something that they contact you, just get one of the selected city council people to give you a hand on that situation. But you need to have a county committee. You need to have a vice president, you need to have a fundraiser, and you need to be a chair. Okay? Those are very three requirements you need in every single PD to have a strong one. The businesses, they will more than happy to sponsor you with a piece of party, whether for the new group, for the new people that are there. You need to have black parties. You need to have anything that has to do with fun and everything, answering questions, educating people. You need to. The last time I was petitioning for the wrong person, unfortunately, I really regret that I was petitioning for him. There's a Republican board by him, Edwin, Cruz. My name. I knocked on the door. I was like, yeah, I'm Republican. It's okay. Are you Edwin Cruz? And you say, yeah, I am. I said, well, that's my name too. And I show him my ID. That is so weird. I've never had a Republican before knock on my door. And it's so weird that your name is also Edwin Cruz. I'm not signing that. I didn't sign that. And you know, and I take this on me because this is my district. Okay? And unfortunately, I'm not retired. I mean, I have a lot of issues. I mean, I have a lot of work. I mean, I work long hours and everything. And I'm not retired, but you know, it's on me. But I'm trying to somewhat navigate to a different career that will allow me more time because I know how important this is. Okay? And you need to do it. You need to, every single person who wants to really save New York, you need to go out there and kick some ass, okay? That's the only way to do it. If you're not a county committee, it doesn't matter. Make yourself one. Elect yourself to one of the county committee.
Right, that's right.
And if there is one right now who's a county committee, I'm sure that person's dormant. He's not doing nothing. Okay, in the Bronx, by the way, I have a friend that is there. Her name is Joy Costa. She ran for county committee. And her and her husband were the only one who voted. And they were elected to county committee over two guys who didn't even go out there to vote for themselves. I mean, if you want to find something so comical, I mean, I was laughing. I was like, I can't believe this happened. Her husband voted for her, and she voted for herself, and the two individuals who she was competing for in the primaries did not even go out there and vote for themselves. And she won by 2 votes. Anyway, have a good night.
Thank you very much, Edwin.
It's all about you. Okay? It's all about you. It's all about by the way, the best way to make changes is stop running. Don't run for. Okay. That will create a massive tsunami of panic on the establishment. Establishment is not on your side. This is the business world. Okay? They don't care about you. They don't care about me. There was a person by the name of Joe Mafia, okay? He passed away, great Republican, very good donor, decent human being. You cannot find another Republican better than this guy. He died, no memorial for him. No, okay? Joe Mafia died? Yeah, he died. He died in August, but they didn't even know about him. So somebody told me, like, there was no memorial. Nobody even sent a message saying, you know, this man died by that. What is going on? Anyway, so have a good night.
Thank you.
He's going to invest in me on my talking points, so I'm not going to repeat myself.
Thank you. All right.
Great job. This man's been fighting a long time, knowing him, and he's out there fighting all the time against the establishment, and that's where the problem lies, is the establishment. All right. We all look at it. Joe talked so eloquently about the commitment process. All right. Yes, definitely that is something that has to go. There's 5 problems, the way I see it, where we have to improve if, in fact, we're going to have any chance of changing New York City, and the state. And the first one is candidates. We need candidates. We had 53 seats that we did not have a candidate run in 2024.
Wow.
53 seats for state office. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Brooklyn, we had 5 Senate seats, 11 Assembly seats. Out of those 53 seats, 90% of the Assembly seats, no candidate in,
was in the 5 boroughs. 85% of the Senate seats were in 5 boroughs. Now you think about it, we only needed to flip 11 seats in 2024 in the Senate to maintain control, to take control of the Senate. That would have stopped the Democrats in their tracks. We could not get the party, the state party, the county parties to even put up candidates to give people a choice. People were so fed up with what's going on and what has happened in this state and in this country that they wanted an option. They want to see an opposition party. Unfortunately, we don't have one, all right, in the city or in the state. Somebody mentioned Suffolk County and Nassau County. They have a phenomenal system set up out there, and they win, all right? And it's even, Suffolk County's really a little bit purple, but they take all the seats because they're organized, they got a structure. We need new leadership. In the beginning of the year, I sent a letter to every county chair in the state saying that Cox needs to resign. The New York State Chairman needed to resign because I cannot understand, and me and Joe have had tons of conversations about this. How could you say you're a county leader and you don't even put up candidates to run? And then when somebody like Project Civica goes out there, takes out ads in the papers, go ahead and try to get candidates to run, they jump all over us. I was told, who the hell do you think you are getting candidates? That's what I was told by 2 county chairmen. All right? So the problem exists. Joe's going to run. I'm thrilled to hear it, that he's running again. That's fantastic because he would do a fabulous job. I got some good news about Brooklyn. We see, we have to go one step at a time. We have to be strategic in everything that we do. Now, if you look at Brooklyn, look what happened a month ago. They had the primary for the 47th Assembly District, for the City Council District. The chairman ran for that seat in a primary, and the chairman lost. Now, you're a chairman of a county, Republican Party, running in your own district, and you get 2,500 voters to come out to vote for you. That tells you the power of the party. They don't have any. It's the same thing here in Queens. They protect their own, they protect what they're doing, and they don't want anybody else getting involved. You look at the effort that Joe put in, Project Civica put in, the Rockaway Club put in, the committeemen. Good full effort. Fought every step of the way. Every step of the way by our own party. That cannot happen anymore. So Brooklyn, I'll go back to Brooklyn. You had a county chair that did exactly what I just spoke about, all right? Now, he's stepping down. So now we have 2 separate factions in Brooklyn. And I was at a meeting the other night, and I met with both of the candidates that are running for chairs. All right, they all wanted to speak. And they're both motivated, extremely motivated. You have one group of mainly Russians down from the south end, and then you got somebody that was in the establishment, but really is not. And he's being accused of being an established individual. Both of these people have the same motives. They want to build the Republican Party in Brooklyn. All right? So what they're doing and what they see the problem is, I've said it to you guys before, there's 5 issues. We don't have candidates. All right? We have no communication or guidance from the county chairs. We have no volunteers, committeemen. We can't get funding because we don't have the volunteers. We don't have people feeling that the Republican Party is even a party, so why the hell should I freaking invest in you? If you don't even show up to put a candidate in place and give me the voter an option, that has to change. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in Brooklyn. I really am, because you got 2 candidates. Hopefully I can bring them together because, like we talked, people fight between ourselves. We fight, and I'm an outsider from Brooklyn, from Queens, I'm from all the way out on Long Island. But it's all New York State. We have more fighting going on in the Republican Party, between the party, than we do fighting the Democrats. And we say, hey, why is New York so screwed up? That's the reason. That has to change. So Brooklyn, I'm excited about. Hopefully that'll go well, because I'm trying to bring all three, there's three factions in there, and hopefully I'll get them all three sitting down this weekend, and everybody would get together, and we come up and agree not to fight. And whoever wins their election, like I told both of them today, whoever wins, wins. The other person has to be standing right next to them, on their side, with their strategy, with their motivation, and with their people. Bring everybody together. That could happen in Queens, okay? And I know Joe can do it if he gets the votes to come out and do it. We talk about proxy votes. It's an issue. Proxy votes is definitely an issue, especially when you control the actual mailings that are going out and you have the list. We're being very strategic in the past 2 years. We get the lists. So we know we have the same information that they have, and this way that you could go out and combat them head on. So I'll just wrap it up because it is getting late, but all I gotta say is there is hope, all right? There is hope for Curtis. Personally, I think Curtis will win with 32% of the vote. Four-way race, 32% of the vote I think is possible. But we need everybody working together. We need to get out the vote, and the way we get out the vote is to get people that truly care and now see that there is an opposition party. There's independents out there. There's all the different, not migrants, but all the different ethnic groups that are out there that nobody's touched. I spoke up, I was up in the Bronx a week ago. I spoke at a mosque to 190 people. One of the candidates that are running under the common sense contract asked me to go up there and speak with him. The Oman said to me at the end of it, he says, Steve, thank you. He says, nobody ever talks to us. The stuff you just told us that's going on, we have no idea. When they heard that we're spending $42,000 per student for New York City schools, a first grader, $42,000. You can send him to almost any college in the United States, but that's what we spend here, because there's nobody fighting. So we have to get out. The committeeman process is huge. Joe went over it greatly. Don't have to get in. But also, just one point on Charlie Kirk. All right, I'm hoping that what happened with Charlie Kirk will motivate people.
Yeah.
So many times, and again, Project Civica, we're statewide. We just did a whole petition drive to pass the SAVE Act. I actually came here and spoke to you folks about it. Got signatures from you. It was disappointing. We only brought in 53,000 signatures in the country. Even though 87% of the people agree that only citizens can vote. And that's what the SAVE Act is. It's sitting in the House of Representatives. It passed last year, it passed again this year. It's sitting on the Senate desk. The president already agreed that he'll sign it as soon as it comes out. Last Wednesday, Project Civica, we went down to Washington, D.C., and I dropped them on the desk at Schumer's office and at Hildebrandt's office, all the New York signatures, telling them, you have to pass this. My point being, we should have had 100,000 signatures just from New York.
That's right.
But we didn't, and the reason that we didn't is because everybody agrees, 87% of people agree with it. We put it out there where you could have downloaded the signatures, you could do it electronically, or you could have downloaded a sheet and take it to your friends, take it to your neighbors. We need to get involved, folks. Charlie Kirk showed how that does work, getting involved. So when you get an email or something from somebody, if you signed up for Project Civica to stay informed, we give you all the information. We tell you exactly who you gotta call, when you gotta call. So we just ask that everybody's gotta take that 2 minutes, that 4 minutes, that 5 minutes to make the phone call down to Schumer's office. We give you the script, we give you the phone number, we give you everything. So you gotta follow what people are doing, what the candidates are doing. We're also running a common sense contract with New York City. All right, I got a few candidates on it already, And we're gonna be running 72,000 impressions on TV to force the issue. All right, we have to do it ourselves because the party is not. So that's where we're at. Thank you, Danny, as usual, for letting me get a few minutes.
Thank you very much.
And let's get involved, folks.
Okay.
Thank you.
And tonight, our last speaker of the evening is City Council candidate Jason Murillo. Can I have his team go up as well? Please, Fawn. Isaiah, please get up there. Yep, the mic is yours. Go ahead. Wherever you like. You want to use the podium? What? Please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good evening. It's great to be here. Standing here as Jason Murillo's Deputy Campaign Manager. It is a pleasure to be here. Tomorrow we will be blasting the concerns off for our seniors, especially with guardianship. We have senior citizens right now who are being held as prisoners. They are charging their Medicaid and health insurance and any other kind of monies that they have. We're talking about same individuals who worked hard for their retirement, who worked hard to have these rights, and they're being taken advantage of. One senior citizen is worth millions of dollars. If I came here to make money, I would say I'm in the wrong business to make money. I should go into health insurance. I should open up a senior citizen home. I'll make a lot of money. But I'm a good individual. And so is Jason Murillo. He's a great individual for District 2. He's taught me a lot, from petitioning all the way to now we're getting around to it, to voting and contributions. He is $400 away from meeting matching funds. We are $400 away from innovating our city. And as said before, we do not have enough people uniting within the party. Why is it that the Manhattan GOP has not helped this man? He's fought for St. Vincent Hospital before it got closed down. Guess what? Had no support. Him and Gonzalo, they helped fight to keep Mount Sinai open, and they did a damn great job. Still without the help of the people. Can we please unite already? If everybody pulls in $20, we can help them meet the matching funds. No one's here for profit. We're here to innovate the city. With that, I have the great pleasure of introducing you to hopefully the next candidate. Actually our campaign manager, Isaiah, amazing guy, and he's been amazing. Here you go.
Thank you, Bob. Excellent. When I look at Jason, I see a bit of myself in Jason. I need that as a compliment, not because we're both married. When I ran for city council 2 years ago, I also struggled very hard for matching funds. But I can say with confidence that Jason is closer to matching funds right now than I was to matching funds 2 years ago. If we pull together and we achieve this matching funds, he will actually receive it before I received it during the end of my cycle towards the end of October. So we are at the cusp of a monumental achievement. And Jason, being a registered conservative, probably one of the few candidates in the city that's a registered conservative that also has a Republican line, is monumental. It is huge.
He's the only one.
Well, you are a registered conservative.
Only registered conservative that's getting matching funds.
Okay.
100%, I know that.
Well,
I'm sorry?
You should have clarified that before. Yeah, I am calling out for that.
And
but,
you were the first one 2 years after that.
Yes, about 2 years before. But, you know, that's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is that Jason, a wonderful man, has a wife and a kid, was fought for the Lower East Side, an area that's been neglected by our politicians, by our city, just like my own area where I live in Cypress Coast. I've never seen a man more committed, more striven to save our city, to save his neighborhood from the hands of real estate developers, from socialists, and from the crazy Democrats that have torn our city down. That's why I'm proud to introduce, I'm proud to introduce my friend Gonzalo Duran, who wants to say a few words. He should have came up before, but Gonzalo, please.
Just to clarify, I was just asked to speak, and I think it's important that I do speak. This year, I helped put, with Isaiah's help, we put 26 candidates up for office. Out of the 26 candidates across New York City, and those individuals that we helped out, getting petitions, getting signatures, getting registration, etc., one man has set the standards for all of them. That's Jason Murillo. He has not only put work in within the community level, he's gathered single-handedly, I will say this directly in front of the camera, he has single-handedly done more with the least to get in the position that he is in right now. He's so close to get matching funds that, what does that mean? That means he's gonna come in with about $40,000, $50,000 in the next month. That means he has the ability to put out a push to get more funding so that he has a bigger campaign venue so that he can get more speaking engagement funds, etc. In this opportunity that we have, if he can get that, he sets a standard for everybody within the next 4 years. Thank you. Next up, I'd like to make sure that we get a big round of applause to my friend, Jason Murillo, candidate for City Council District 2.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. I know it's late here. You know, it's almost 10 p.m., but I appreciate everybody coming out tonight here at the Central Queens Republican Club. I want to thank so much for the man. I know everyone here has a huge role, but I want to give a special shout out to the person who made this all possible. For us to all be here tonight is Danny Mayo. Danny Mayo has been an advocate for decades to help candidates get on the ballot because we do have an unfair system, political system, with the Republican and Democrat parties. So Daniel Mayo has been an advocate and a fighter for candidates such as myself to make the ballot against the establishment and the status quo. And also Gonzalo Duran has been leading the charge in that fight for the past several years as well as Isaiah Vega and many others, DJ 07 and Edwin de la Cruz, and many other pioneers such as Patrick McManus and many other fine gentlemen and women here tonight as well, to make sure that we all have a voice here, you know, because the establishment is boycotting us and blocking us from running for public office. So it's the pioneers that we have in this building is a testament for people like me to be able to say, F you, you're not gonna prevent people from making the ballot, and people like me will make the ballot. First and foremost, I want to let people know who I am. I am Jason Murillo. I represent the Manhattan Conservative Party and representative of the New York State Conservative Party. And I also am the Republican and Conservative City Council nominee for City Council District 2 in Lower Manhattan. That is Union Square, Gibbs Bay, Gramercy Park, Murray Hill, Union Square, like I mentioned, East Village, off of that city, all the way to the West Village. Yeah, and so on. And throughout all the obstacles I went through, against all odds, I not only made the ballot, I won the primary, and I'm in the general election. I am a lifelong New Yorker, a native son of the Lower East Side, East Village, for over 35 years. And I'm probably from NYCHA Public Housing, Jacob Reese. And I made the common sense choice 10 years ago when President Trump came down the escalator at Trump Towers and announced he was running for president. I made the decision, after being a suffering former Democrat for most of my life, to become a proud conservative Republican. And it's 10 years now that I'm a registered conservative Republican, and I haven't looked back since, because the Democratic Party of today is not the one that we grew up with. You know, from the John Kennedys to Bill Clinton, you know, no pun intended from Monica Lewinsky. But this is not the Democratic Party of, you know, Franklin Delaware Roosevelt, you know. I don't know what happened over the past, you know, couple of decades, but it has shifted to the fringe that has been taken over and hijacked by radical socialists, communists. My uncle, who proudly served our country in World War II, was in Germany and helped defeated and liberated Germany from the fascist Nazis. Thank you. Robert Rodriguez, U.S. Army. May he rest in peace. I thought we wouldn't be facing the same people that we fought against in World War II over 70, 80 years later, in America for no less. We took a stand last Friday. We were here in Queens in Astoria, and we brought the fight against the radical socialists to their doorstep, and we went to the headquarters of Duran Madani. And we forced him to be locked in his building. He will not come out. We only went there with a few seniors from NYCHA, that from the Fulham Chelsea houses, and from Jacob Reese, that are concerned about demolition and us being kicked out of our homes. And he couldn't answer just about a dozen NYCHA residents, mostly seniors. How disgraceful. And they went and called the cops on us as well. If Zoran Madani cannot answer to about a dozen seniors, how's he going to answer to 8 million New Yorkers? That's why we need to stand up united, just like when we defeated the Nazis in World War II. We need to stand united and fight and defeat the radical Islamic socialists, PSA. And if we do that November 4th, we will liberate New York City and send a clear message to the world that we will not succumb to radical socialism, that we are Americans, and we will defend America to the last man and woman. That's right, New York first and America first. Always. Now, the Democratic Party, you know, where can I begin? From their disastrous policies, including crime, they support criminals over law-abiding citizens. We can lock up toothpaste in the drugstores and now bottled water, but we can't lock up criminals. I told a friend of mine, we can lock up condoms, but we can't lock up criminals. Let's talk about the neglect of NYCHA that over 400,000 people throughout the city is facing from polluted water, like in Jacob Reese, which is still going on, arsenic, contamination, asbestos, mold. It's disgraceful that is going on. Let's talk about our hospitals being closed, like Beth Israel Mount Sinai, where I live in the East Village in Lower Manhattan, which my opponent, State Assemblyman Harvey Epstein, and outgoing former Councilwoman Carlina Rivera, refused to save. Hospitals like Beth Israel was there for us after 9/11. And they were there for the biggest pandemic of our lifetime. And what's the thanks that we give? We fire doctors, nurses, and close hospitals. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know? So I pledge to crack down on crime and bring law and order back to District 2 and Manhattan when I'm elected to City Council. And hopefully along with more merit, we got to get Alvin Bragg, the F out of office as well, from the District Attorney. With more merit, myself, when a real public advocate will do the work day in, day out, like the Honorable Gonzalo Duran. And hopefully with Curtis Sliwa, we will be a lot better shape than we are now, and been a long time. And unlike my opponent, Harvey Epstein and Duran Madani, I will not defund the police. I will refund the police and hire thousands of more cops to keep you and your family safe. Public safety is non-negotiable, and it's non-negotiable for me when I'm in City Council. All right. So one of the things I want to advocate here for tonight is to end forced guardianships, to protect our seniors who have been prisoner against their will, with families not being denied access to their loved ones, not having a due process. And when I'm elected to City Council, I am proud to announce today, with the help of my friends and colleagues, I will introduce and pass a law called Raphael's Law to ensure that all seniors and all families are protected, and we stop the predatory practice of corrupt judges, corrupt nursing facilities, and any elected officials that allow the imprisonment against the will of our seniors in nursing and psychiatric facilities. And also, I'm going to make sure we look out for our wrongly fired city workers, or firemen, or police officers, or nurses, or teachers. And when I'm elected to City Council, we're going to reinstate and compensate everybody.
Yeah, doesn't have a power for that.
So I am committed here. We're only a few $100s away.
We need your help.
And we're going to make it happen. And we're going to bring this fight all the way to November 4th. And to victory. To all the pundits who counted me out, all the obstacles, even for my own party, who try to sabotage this campaign.
Is that why I stopped now?
And support my Democrat opponents.
My turn to close the meeting.
We're going to say, fuck you to all those doubters and non-believers. And November 4th, we're going to win this election. I am Jason Murillo. I'm going to be the next City Council Law and Order member, November 4th, 2025. We're going to save Raphael. We're going to free all the Raphaels out there. More information about my campaign, to support, to volunteer, to join our movement, go to Jason Murillo for NYC.com, Jason, M-U-R-I-L-O for NYC.com. I thank you for your time. It's an honor and privilege to be here. And let's go. Let's take back New York City. Let's go.
Right now, it is 9:55. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Okay. Does anyone have a second?
Second.
Second by Joel.
Second.
Favor says aye. Always says nay. The meeting- 1 minute, 2 minutes. The meeting has been adjourned. Thank you very much for coming. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks.
Can I get a fuck up?
It's online.
It's online.